Smackdown is the worst wrestling show of the week. This episode was skippable. Nothing really occurred on this show. Who cares about the John Cena, Cody Rhodes contract signing? That was boring and bland. Smackdown is just becoming unwatchable. It used to be 2-3 years ago, Smackdown was one of the hottest shows in all of the WWE, and now it has become a afterthought, and that's not good. It really is not good. Triple H doesn't know what he's doing. Same thing with Road Dogg. I think it's time for WWE to get rid of both Triple H and Road Dogg. It's time. He doesn't have it. Triple H has proven that he does not have it anymore. He doesn't have it. I mean, WrestleMania 40 fell into his lap, and then 41 was a disaster. It just was. And I feel that this two-night SummerSlam is going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same as WrestleMania 41. The build just isn't there. A lot of matches just feel like Raw and SmackDown matches. But that's just me. I'm so out of the product. I'm so disgusted and disappointed in the product as of late. The only thing that I like from the WWE, and that's kind of waned off a little bit, it's kind of fallen off a little bit, is NXT. But Raw is missable and SmackDown is missable most weeks. These just aren't good shows. They're just not good shows. I hate to break it to you. So we're going to get into SmackDown from July the 18th, 2025. So we kicked the show off with a car crash of sorts involving the MFTs. So Solo's Timu Bloodline or whatever, who cares? Then this leads us into a backstage segment with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They talk about losing their title match at Evolution. So Charlotte, she reveals that she went to Adam Pearce for a title match at SummerSlam. So this raises some questions from Bliss before Charlotte Flair says that she has a match against Raquel Rodriguez. Moving on, this leads us into the first match of the night. Charlotte Flair defeats Raquel Rodriguez. Who cares about this shit? She wins via a thrust kick. Lame. I just don't care about this at all. Lame ass shit. Moving on. So, backstage, a group of police, they show up. They ask Adam Pearce to help look for Jacob Fatu, and they quickly do. This, as the cops seem to have some questions for him about the crash that took place earlier in the day. And then he leaves with them after resisting at first. Pearce shakes his head. So, there's that. Whatever. Then we get a vignette of Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. They talk about how each of them wants to win their match at SummerSlam and how important it is for them to be. How important it is for Tiffany to remain a champion, and how important it is for Jade Cargill to be a champion. So that was pretty okay there. Moving on. So we go back to earlier on in the day. So Damien Priest is backstage. He's looking for Aleister Black. He runs into Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo says that he warned Priest about Aleister, but Damien insists that he's going to make Black beg for forgiveness. He also talks about shutting people up and offers a match with Melo tonight. Carmelo Hayes says he's been looking for an opportunity like this. Before Priest says that he hopes he keeps that energy for the match before walking off. Okay, that's fine there. This leads us into Damien Priest versus Carmelo Hayes. And Damien Priest gets Damien wins via DQ. So Aleister Black shows up towards the end of the match. He knocks Damien Priest off the top rope. Ref calls for the bell. So Carmelo gets out of dodge when dealing with Aleister Black. And then Aleister Black hits a black mass on Damien Priest saying, I heard you're looking for me. So I do like this. This is kind of cool. This is probably going to lead to their SummerSlam Night 1 match. Damien Priest versus Aleister Black. Okay, that's pretty cool. You got two veterans going at it. I kind of like that a little bit. Moving on. So, we get a Wyatt 6 message about stripping their foes of their wicked desires. They offer to be a guide to those who follow. Who cares about this shit? I don't care about the Wyatt 6 at all. This is lame. This is really lame. I just don't care about the Wyatt 6 anymore. I'm over the cover band faction. Like, can we just move on from all of this? Because this is not important. Moving on. So, Solo and the MFTs, they come out. So Solo talks about tonight proving what kind of man Jacob Fatu really is, saying that he only cares about himself. Solo talks about bringing Jacob Fatu to WWE and helping him feed his family, and how Jacob Fatu deserves none of it. Jacob betrayed the only real family he has, and Solo should have known. Once a criminal, always a criminal. So then we go backstage. Jimmy Uso's back there. And then a police car comes out. The cop says that they have determined, based on the footage, he's not the person of interest. He's free to go. So then there's a brawl that breaks out between Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu. They fight off the Timu bloodline. And then the police, they come back out on stage again. Solo's taunting Jacob Fatu, saying he's about to get arrested and everything. And then the cop ends up arresting Solo, which is kind of funny. And that was it. And then Adam Pearce comes out and makes a match for SummerSlam. It's going to be a steel cage for the U.S. Championship. Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. Okay, that's cool there. That should be interesting. That's night 1 as well. Okay, well, that should be night 1. All right, that's fine. Moving on. This leads us into Jelly Roll. He had a guest appearance on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, they show up. They taunt Randy and Jelly Roll. And then there's a brawl that ensues between Randy and Drew. And then Logan Paul attacks Jelly Roll. And then Jelly Roll was able to choke slam Logan Paul through a table. Through the table. So I don't give a shit about this at all, really. This is fine, I guess. Moving on. Stephanie Vacker, she defeats Alba Fire. And this match didn't last long. Maybe about a minute and a half. 2 minutes at best. So this is fine there. I really don't care about it. So then Piper Niven, she tries to attack Stephanie Vacker, but Stephanie Vacker fights her off. So, whatever. Then we get a interview from the Street Profits backstage. They're keeping a close eye on the situation as they're getting ready to see a new number one contender's name tonight. So DIY, they show up. They mock the Street Profits for losing and forcing them to quote unquote save the Smackdown tag team division. So there's that. Then this leads us into the Fatal 4-Way, which was Andrade and Rey Fenix versus Fraxium, Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. With who won this match, because I didn't even watch this shit. Who won? Andrade and Rey Fenix, so they're the new number 1 contenders. Great, cool stuff. Give them the belts, please. Please just give them the belts. Just do it, Triple H. Just fucking do it. Moving on, this leads us into the closing segment of the show. Cody Rhodes comes out. He talks about being from Texas and everything else, putting over his brother, his dad. He didn't really say much of anything at all. It's not really all that important. So then John Cena comes out, and then he does this spiel about how he's filming a movie and stuff, and he can't make it to SummerSlam and blah, blah, blah. So then Cody Rhodes fights John Cena up the ramp. He attacks John Cena. He punches him. He throws him on the contract table, does a splash to the table, and he forces John Cena to sign the contract, and he says that it's going to be a street fight. Cody Rhodes and John Cena at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship in a street fight. I don't give a fuck about this. This is lame. We see way too many televised street fight matches on television. Way too many. But at this point, it is what it is. Who gives a shit? SmackDown continues to suck, and this was not a good show. This was completely missable and a waste of time. But what did you guys think of SmackDown? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.